Station, this is Houston. Are you ready for the event?
Houston Station, we are ready for the event.
Houston ACR, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
Station, this is Houston ACR. How do you hear me?
Houston ACR, we have you loud and clear.
Please stand by for opening remarks.
Hi, everyone. My name is Chrissy Houlahan, Congresswoman from the 6th Congressional District, and I couldn't be more excited about this day. And a super special hello to all you astronauts aboard the International Space Station. Thank you so much for being with us, the people of Pennsylvania. When I was little, my role model was a woman named Sally Ride. She was the first American woman to go to space, and I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. Well, out of this world. It's so important to have people that we can look up to, literally, and people who inspire us. And I have a feeling that we're about to get super inspired. So without further ado, here are our first questions from our Commonwealth.
Hi, my name is Henry McDaniel, and I attend Phoenixville Area Middle School in Phoenixville. My question is, what inspired you to become an astronaut?
Thanks for the question and welcome aboard the International Space Station today. When I was a teenager, about 14 years old, I lived near near a NASA center called Ames Research Center, and I would see astronauts come there and do training for the space shuttle. And I thought, I wonder how you get a job like that. And the more I learned about what astronauts do, the more I wanted to be part of space exploration and the exciting discoveries that are made all the time.
Hi, my name is Valerie Velasco, and I attend Schuylkill Elementary School in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. My question is, how big is a space station?
Thank you for the question. It's actually pretty big. It's as big as a football field. There's 14 modules put together in space. They've been built all across the world in different countries. They've been assembled here in space. So it's as long as a football field. And if you've ever traveled in a really big airplane like a Boeing 747, well, this is approximately the size of the space station. So there's plenty of room, but there's a few of us, and there's also a lot of equipment, as you can see around us.
Hi, my name is Francis Mason. I go to Neshaminy Virtual Academy in Feasterville. My question is there anything you learned in elementary school that helped you become an astronaut?
I think the most important thing I learned in elementary school that helped me become an astronaut is how to be a good friend. You need to be able to work closely with your teammates and help them when they need help and accept their help when they're offering you help. You need to be able to take care of your group of friends and work well together. Be a good listener and be a good friend. That's a really important skill when you're an astronaut, and that starts in elementary school.
Hi, my name is Stephen Caselli. I attend Berkeley Elementary School in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. My question is, why is it important to do research in space?
Oh, it is important to do research in space simply because there are things that you can see in space that you cannot see on the ground. There are some phenomena that are masked by gravity and the effects of gravity on the planet. And when you come up here on the space station, then you free yourself from these effects of gravity, and you can see those phenomena much more clearly in a way that you can analyze. For example, if you melt metals and you bring them together to form alloys, then they're not going to sediment here on the space station as they do on Earth, and that enables us to look much more deeply into those processes and to make discoveries that you couldn't make on Earth.
Hi, my name is Andrea Lopez Castellon. I attend Berkeley Elementary School in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. My question is, how do you heat up food in space?
That's a really important question because food is very important to us here in space. So we have kind of two different ways. We have dehydrated food that we use hot water to rehydrate and warm up. And then we have food that's been treated to stay what we call shelf stable, and we heat it up in a warming oven in these kind of packets or in these kinds of cans.
Hi, my name is Madison, and I attend Hopewell Elementary in Oxford. My question is, how are astronauts staying safe during COVID-19? Thank you.
Oh yeah, you know, training during COVID-19 pandemic was not easy. We put everything that we could to protect in place to protect the astronauts, but also all the other people working in a space program. So we're wearing masks all the time. We're keeping our social distancing. We're doing everything that we could, really. And in the end, we got vaccinated before going to space because it's very important that we don't bring up the virus on board the space station. That would be a disaster. So really, we try to take, NASA, everyone try to take the precautions to keep us safe from the virus. And I think we succeeded because we could train and we were ready on time to launch in space in spite of the pandemic.
Hi, my name is Maya Erwin. I attend Octorara Elementary School in Akron, Pennsylvania. My question is it true that salt and pepper are liquefied to prevent inhalation and clogging of the vents and damaging the spaceship?
That is correct. So we have lots of different kinds of condiments on the space station, but everybody does like a little bit of salt and pepper every once in a while. So you can see here Thomas is showing you this is a bottle of liquid salt, and there's liquid pepper. So we can still add some flavoring to our food, and it doesn't make a big giant mess by getting little particles all over the place.
Hi, my name is Sean. I attend Phoenixville Area Early Learning Center in Phoenixville. My question is, how much fuel does the rocket need?
Oh, it needs a whole lot of fuel. It needs more than 400 tons of fuel, which is a lot. Like that's the equivalent of, 40 or 50 normal-sized cars, I think, full of, with all their weight. And so the rocket is 550 tons, and 400 are fuel. So it's really mostly only fuel, and that's because you need a lot of energy to leave the Earth and come all the way here at 400 kilometers above the Earth.
Hi, my name is Zach Orton. I go to Nottingham School. My question is, how do you know if it is day or night in space?
There's a couple of different ways that we know if it's day or night. One would be to look out the windows, but you can see we don't have a lot of windows in our working area. We actually have a window that's right here in the floor, but it's covered up right now. The other way we can check to see if it's day or night is we have a map that shows us, that projects where we are over the Earth, and we can look at that map and the schedule associated with it to tell us if we're in daytime or nighttime and when the next sunrise or sunset is going to happen.
Hi, my name is Violet. I attend Immaculate Conception Academy in Douglasville. My question is, in your opinion, what is the hardest thing about living in space?
The hardest thing about living in space, but you know, we're pretty lucky because I think all the space agencies and NASA have done such a good job that now we can live on the space station almost as well as on the Earth. We have food, we have air, the temperature is good, everything is great. I think the most difficult thing now it's not the physical hardships, it's just being away from your loved ones and from your family for an extended period of time. We spend 6 months at a time without being able to see our friends, our families. We can talk to them on the phone, but it's still difficult to be far away this amount of time. But other than this, I would say it is pretty cool to live in space.
Hi, my name is Maria Inger. I attend Berkeley Elementary School in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. My question is, do you take animals up in space?
Well, we don't take pets up in space other than the little stuffed animal kind. We have our friend Gwyn here that came up with us on the Crew Dragon. We do sometimes have animals up here that help us study what human reactions might be like. On our next cargo vehicle, we're having some science experiments come up that will have tardigrades, also called water bears, which are microscopic creatures, and there will also be some baby squid on board that we'll be doing some projects with.
Hi, my name is Audrey, and I attend Elk Ridge Elementary School in Oxford, PA. My question is, how do you prepare for takeoff?
Oh, so you prepare. So the rocket is very automated, but you still prepare in the sim. Megan and Shane have spent a lot of hours in the sim, trying to face all the different scenarios that could happen, all the failures that could happen, and be able to react and take control. So that's one way to prepare. The other way is physically. You have to be in good shape. It is not impossible to do, obviously, but it's still hard. I mean, you get some G's, the acceleration. You're being squashed in your seat. It's like you're weighing 4 times as much as you would normally because you're so squashed in your seat. So you have to be in as good a shape as you can, and try to be well rested, and try to be also in a good psychological state, and then the launch is just a happy and good experience.
Hi, my name is Lincoln McAdam. I attend Barkley Elementary School in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. My question is, does each country share their research with each other on the International Space Station?
That's a great question because we have researchers from all over the world that do research here on the International Space Station through the various different space agencies that all partner together. So the answer is yes, that those results are typically published in journals that are available to the public and to the other partner nations.
Hi, my name is Caroline Keogh, and I attend Schuylkill Elementary School in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. My question is, how do you handle being homesick, missing family, or just being depressed?
It's a good question. So I think what's important is you try to keep contact with your family, with your friends. You call them every day. If you want to on the space station, we can call on the IP phone in the evening when we're finished with our work. And most of us, we took some items belonging to our loved ones. It could be a toy, it could be a ring, it could be a piece of clothing, it could be anything that really is going to remind you of who you left behind. And then every day you're going to think about them, and then you're going to keep in touch, and then you're going to be very happy to see them again when you come back to the planet.
Hi, my name is Clarissa. I attend Endeavour Elementary in Akron, Pennsylvania. My question is, what does a typical day look like in space?
One of the coolest things about this job is there's almost no such thing as a typical day. Every day you're doing something different. There are some things that are pretty regular. So you wake up kind of at the same time and you go to bed kind of at the same time, and you usually get a lunch period in the middle of the day. But other than that, you could be doing almost anything. So some days you might be fixing the toilet and doing some biology experiments, and other days you might be finding some lost hardware or preparing a spacesuit for a spacewalk. So every day is different, and that's one of the really exciting things about our job.
Hi, my name is Irving DiPietropalo. I attend Barkley Elementary School in Phoenixville, PA, and my question is, how long do you work out each day?
It's a great question. It's important to work out to stay in good shape on Earth, but it's also important here. It's even more important here on the International Space Station, because we're not using our muscle the same way. The muscle in our backs, in our legs, just standing or sitting or climbing stairs, things that you do every day on the planet, we don't do up here. So we lose a lot of muscle mass, we lose a lot of bone mass, or we would if we wouldn't work out. So we work out for a little bit more than 2 hours, maybe 2 hours and a half a day, and that's we have have 3 stations. We have a stationary bike that floats. We have that's right next to us here. We have a treadmill, and you can run completely horizontal or upside down, depending on the position of the treadmill. That's pretty cool. You're strapped with bungees. And we have a big weight machine. Obviously, it's not creating force by weights, but by air pressure inside cylinders. But you can do a lot of exercise. You can work on all the muscles of your body. And we do this. We take turns every day for 200 days or however long the mission is. 2 hours, a little bit more than 2 hours per day. But that's necessary for us.
Hi, my name is Scar Walton, and I attend Schuylkill Elementary School in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. My question to you is, how long did you have to study in college for this?
Well, you do have to go to school for a lot of years to become an astronaut. So you go all the way through college or university and get a 4-year degree. And then most people have some kind of advanced degree after that, either a master's degree or some people even have a PhD. So it can be a lot of years of school, 12 years of high school, 4 years of college, and then maybe some more training after that. So you got to love learning to have a job like this.
Hi, my name is Tara Blitzer and I attend Phoenixville Area High School in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. My question is, if an astronaut gets motion sick in space, what do they do to relieve themselves of that feeling?
Yeah, it's a good question, and it happens if when you get to the space station, your inner ear, all your balance, the organs that control your balance are a little bit off, and so you get initially a bit sick, or it's difficult to orient yourself. So what you do is you take it easy. Those symptoms are going to disappear. It's exactly like on a ship or on a boat. It never lasts forever. It only lasts for so long. But other than that, we also have medication. We take anti-nausea pills or anti-motion sickness pills, and then it gets better. So everybody has those symptoms, but it never lasts very long.
Hi, my name is Sarah Demonia. I attend Oxford Area High School in Oxford, and my question is, do cell phones work in space?
So we don't use cell phones in space, but we do have an internet protocol phone that allows us to make phone calls through our computer, basically. So we just throw on a headset and we can dial a phone number on Earth, and I can call my family, or I can call friends or people that I work with. So that's a nice way to keep in touch with people.
Hi, my name is Joe Bungo. I attend Berkeley Elementary School in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. My question is, what do you do when there is an emergency?
That's a good question. So we train a lot for this to be able to respond to an emergency. There's procedures that we stick to in coordination with the control center, and everybody has a role that's very well defined. When we cannot remember everything by heart, because you cannot always remember everything by heart, we have procedures. We have books. We have red books. They're right behind us on the space station up here on the wall, and we have also emergency equipment. So if there would be a depressurization, we lose our cabin air by through a hole in a hull, or things like this, or a fire starting on a space station. Then we have fire extinguishers, we have procedures, we have roles, and we've trained a lot. So we think we can respond, we can handle it, and keep the station safe and keep ourselves safe.
Hello, my name is Michael Cayozo. I'm an electrical engineering student here at Delaware County Community College in Pennsylvania. Thanks for taking our questions today. My question for you is, what are some technologies that right now are in their infancy stage that you think will be critical to the future of space exploration?
That's a great question. So one of the really cool things about the International Space Station is that we're doing science research that will have benefits for people on Earth, and we're also doing research that's going to benefit our future exploration activities. So one of the things that's very important to us, we've actually been working on a lot lately, is water reclamation. And so while the technology is not in its infancy stage, one of the things we have to do is make sure that these technologies are very robust, right? That they work, that they're efficient, that repairing them is an easy thing to do. So that's one example of technology demonstrators that we're doing here on board the International Space Station. We also have ongoing research in sort of metallurgy areas. So how would you Thomas referred earlier to looking at how alloys form in space, because if you need to repair a spacecraft, for example, or a habitat on another planet, you need to know how that is going to be different than what we're used to on Earth. And so we can do some groundbreaking research right here on this platform to learn how the micro-G environment impacts those activities.
Hi, my name is Josie. I attend Immaculate Conception Academy in Douglasville. My question is, how does the change in gravity affect your health?
Our health here in space is affected in many ways. You're exposed to a little bit more radiation from the sun or from deep space that you are on the Earth, and also there's a fluid shift towards the upper side of your body because you don't have the weight or gravity to pull down the fluids to your legs. So your blood and all your fluids get to your brain, and that can change a few things in your body. You have muscle loss, you have bone loss. So it's not strictly speaking. We're not adapted. We're not made to live in space, but the good thing is, thanks to the space station, we've been studying this for a long time now. We have a good understanding of what it takes to have humans live in space and be safe and be healthy for an extended period of time. And that's what we'll need for the future, because when we go back to the moon, when we go to Mars one day, then we'll spend even more time in space than we're doing now. So thanks to everything that we're doing here on the space station, then one day we'll be able to go to those places.
Hi, my name is Kieran Wisniewski, and I attend the Montgomery School in Chester Springs. My question is, what made you decide to become an astronaut?
Well, I think for me, it was the idea of being part of something that is larger than myself, that has this big goal to explore the universe around us. I really liked that idea of contributing in that way. And then as I learned more about the job of being an astronaut and realized it's not that you have to be good at doing one thing, it's that you have to figure out how to do a whole bunch of different things, and the challenges can be different every single day. That was really appealing to me because I thought it would be interesting to learn so many different things and never to know exactly what was going to be happening on any given day.
Hi, my name is Michael Walton, and I attend Schuylkill Elementary School in Phoenixville, PA. And my question is, do you have internet in space, and if so, how does it work?
We do have an internet connection. It's limited. It's not very fast, and we don't have it all the time. But the way it works is actually pretty cool. So the space station is turning around the Earth all the time. So typically, back in the days, in the past, you could only talk to the space station when it was flying over those big antennas that you can see sometimes on the ground. But today, we have a constellation of satellites that are in a fixed point in the sky, and then the station talks to those satellites, and they relay the communication to the ground. And the result is we almost have a permanent coverage. So thanks to this, we can send a lot of data to the ground, monitor all our systems around the space station, send all the payload, the science experiments results down to the scientists. And when there's some data left, when there's some bandwidth left, then the astronauts also get email, and you can even listen to your music, or why not watch some videos. But it's really slow and limited, so we don't do it much.
On behalf of all of us Earthlings, thank you so much for your work up there and for inspiring the next generation of scientists, engineers, and astronauts here in Pennsylvania. You reminded us today that not even the sky is the limit.
And thank you so much for being on the space station today with us, and all the very best from up here.
Station, this is Houston ACR. Thank you. That concludes the event.
And thank you to all participants. Station, we are now resuming operational audio communications.